basis.
So, you guys know how I've been saying for like 2 years that you shouldn't watch this stream as your first watch through, and you should always make sure you've seen the episode before you do the stream. And I was going to watch it. That didn't happen. I have not seen this
I've
show.
watched all of it, so don't worry too much on that. Genuinely isn't actually that much difference.
Well, previously when we were yelling at people for this, it was mostly a spoiler thing. Because, like, people would... It's like, no, come on, man. We're going to talk about what happens next in the episode. We all know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next.
There's
I know, here's
only
what
20
I know.
minutes long.
Here's what I know about the animated series. There is a cat on the bridge. There's a bird species. There's a giant Spock. There's a Tribble episode. There's...
Life gets in the way.
I think that's it. I think I'm done. That's all I know.
We're a long way from Giant Spock.
Okay.
No Chekhov.
Yeah.
No,
I managed to watch 2 of the episodes. But
okay. Also, my little like phone stream deck thing that I used to switch between scenes isn't working, so that's fun.
Except Walter Koenig does write and do some voices.
So, okay, he's here in spirit. We could count number of people that are Chekhov. But yeah, problems with the Enterprise, animation errors. Animation errors feels like it would be a lot.
Yeah, there's animation
doesn't feel very
reuses.
high
There's a fair
budget.
number of those. Yeah, same with animation reuses. There's a lot of them.
Oh, also, let me figure out how to unblur the screen real quick. When I'm doing it manually. Okay, so my copy of it, is this blurred? I can't tell. Hang on. Visible screen. Okay. So my version of this skips the intro, like, these are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Yeah. So what I need everyone to do, also I fixed the thing. What I need everyone to do is make sure your episode is queued up to where it fades in the title. We're going to fade in the title for every episode.
Yep.
Okay, we should be good.
But to be honest, the episodes, the actual plot of the episode for some of them is relatively forgetful. There's a few of them which I don't remember, but only a few of them, and I only watched it a few weeks ago. But some of them are good episodes.
I'm sure they're lovely.
Got
I'm
mine
sure
ready.
They're fine. In fact, let's figure out how fine they are. Hey Mark, what do you think of the animated series? Let's get Mark's take on this.
I have the soundtrack
he hasn't
for
watched
this.
them himself.
They released is as part of the 50th anniversary CD in 16.
To be a splendid spectacle, brimming with wit, adventure, and a steam locomotive's share of charm, much like a humpback breaching on a serene morning sea. An exemplary blend of artwork and fancy.
See, it's exemplary. It's a good show.
Oh, actually, no. Looking at the names and reading through the plot summaries, I do actually remember the first 6 episodes.
Are they good?
I remember. Hey guys.
They're decent.
They are good. Oh, did you not watch it, Ryan?
No, I haven't seen this. I didn't have time.
They're fun. They're certainly fun episodes.
I mean, you're not following the rules.
Well,
Ryan.
Hello. Well, hello
episode
there.
2 is a emotional one.
In general,
everybody
you
get ready to press play on Beyond the Farthest Star in 5, 4, 3,
Good evening, all.
2, 1.
Good evening.
Play. I also don't have subtitles, so good luck.
There's a Kelpian who's the first officer.
That can't be right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's another thing I know. There's a species that looks like ET.
Yeah, that's the Kelpian. And they're the helm officer, which is
Who
pretty
Mission
provided the
Star
voices
chart? What does
for
that mean?
this?
That's Star chart is a mission. Star chart is a document.
Who were the voice actors?
They're the
The
original.
voices are the main cast for most of it.
William Shatner.
See, there's the ET guy.
Leonard
That's why I
Nimoy,
remember.
DeForest Kelly,
That is not a
Hikaru
Kelpian. That is
Sulu.
so not a Kelpian.
Yeah.
Nichelle Nichols, James Doohan.
Oh, you don't have the intro.
We could count the number of times they stand by. Yeah, so
I wanna
again,
say-
my version of these doesn't have the intro, so everyone make sure you're queued up at the title sequence, and then it just goes straight into the episode. We're good.
LOL, what pirate version you watching?
Don't
Yeah,
worry
what
about that.
James
I would
version are you
never
watching?
pirate Star Trek. I would never. That's
Did
ridiculous.
you all ever watch the KFC commercial?
Did you tape this off of like VHS?
I
something?
clearly was in the 70s or whatever and taped this from
Yeah.
my CRT.
I could have taped it.
I
when it
would
was in
never have
reruns.
spiteful views of
I
CBS
wonder
and
when I saw
Paramount for
this in
taking
reruns.
thousands of dollars from my YouTube channel. I would never.
When I saw it's actually my first specific memory of Star Trek is watching the animated series.
No way.
I say specific because I'm pretty sure I'd already seen the original series
No way.
because it seemed familiar. Like I was like, "Hey, it's that show, only it's a cartoon now." So
No
it wasn't
way.
actually my first Star Trek.
Here,
I have
There's
I was
never
just so
seen-
young that I
that
don't
scene of the
remember
planet,
anything
that's-
younger than that.
that's like an original. That's not animated. That's just
Yeah.
a picture.
Yeah. I mean, that's how they did animation back then. Does
This
did-
happen a lot? Could we count the number of just straight up pictures they use of like props?
Yeah. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was the first to use this like sliding like cellophane paper technology, clear paper. Like
Now
you could
that-
have
now
the
that's
different
animated.
backgrounds.
Why is it
moving.
animated in this shot?
Yeah, it's funny. It's true. But animation is so expensive. Pretty soon Disney started exporting
Now
it
I think
to
of
Korea.
Joe Rogan and Star Trips.
The Simpsons was mostly animated in Korea or Japan. But
Right Ascension.
think
Oh my
actually-
god, they use actual astronomy words. Well done, Star Trek.
Yep. Yep, but it actually gets some of it gets more scientific, other parts gets a bit more silly.
Wow. Like, are these space whales? No, wait, what is it? It's a
it's a spaceship,
not a
but they're made of
jellyfish.
metal. No,
It's
it
a
looks like
huge
amoeba.
spaceship.
It looks like amoeba, but that's all metal.
starship.
I thought it was a plant.
1 minute,
like,
10
ship as
minutes
well.
ahead without credits.
Okay, thank
Okay, so everyone make sure your episodes are queued up to 1 minute and 10 seconds on the other episodes.
you. They animated the Enterprise really beautifully. I love how the nacelles have a rotating glowing.
Whatever points they had for accuracy, they immediately lose for saying absolute zero here.
Yep.
Yeah. Star Trek doesn't really understand Kelvin.
Yeah, I did notice that immediately. It's nothing to be absolute zero in that way.
Yeah.
Or if it is absolute zero, then it means there's absolutely nothing going on in that ship whatsoever.
Like there's no movement of molecules, and there has to be
Yeah.
some movement of molecules. Because
I
of
feel like
entropy.
Michelle
and-
is a little bit louder than the rest of the casts. Like Michelle was a little bit closer to the mic.
There were some points where Shatner is very clearly just reading something from a script.
Well, yeah, that's just Shatner, man.
True.
No, I feel like they did a wonderful job. I think animation's actually better for science fiction and fantasy storytelling.
Frog
'cause
face.
You can tell much like wilder, grander stories with
But
pouring millions into
kind of-
special effects.
I'm kind of glad they're saying characters' names as often as they are, because I'm not 100% certain I would have identified everyone on first guess.
Hmm.
You know, like Saturday morning cartoons were like
Oh yeah,
you-
they add these belts, so they've
Right.
just got shields around them.
Yes, yes.
That's
we never
kinda
see
cool.
this tech. We never
Yeah.
see
Oh,
this
there's
tech
one
in
other thing I
the
remember.
show.
Yeah, there's like a cat alien with a purple suit that has a belt too.
Yes. That's it. That's the
Is this how
best
spacesuits
episode.
work? What happened to this tech in TNG?
This also is about to really not make sense in a second.
Look, it's cutting edge animation. This was pretty amazing at the time to produce this
Are
good of
these
a show.
I
eggs?
doubt. I don't
These
think
are
this was cutting
totally
edge.
eggs.
Like the silhouette is pretty nice.
They had a holodeck too.
It's not a ship, Spock. It's eggs. It's a space whale or space jellyfish. I figured it out. I solved the episode.
It's the same
That
jellyfish
is what my initial
that
thought was.
was turned into Farpoint Station.
The Edo. They animated those nacelles and the little blinking lights so good.
It also gives me a little Baldur's Gate 3 vibes. Wait, how does him speaking into the thing work? Because the air vibrations have to like travel down his shirt and up his arm because he has a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Something
It
they did
works
good
very
is whenever
well.
you have these far away shots,
I
they just
assume there's a transmitter in the shield or something because they can hear each other as well.
He's got a lav mic.
Why didn't they just draw them with environmental suits?
It
That's
would
a
have
lot
been
of
harder.
work.
They already had the images of the characters.
Yeah.
I like how when you have a far away shot, the people are just like black silhouettes.
Yes, they cut down a lot on the animation by doing that.
It helps.
It also
I don't
helps that
know.
each character only has one part of their body that moves at a time. Oh no, Spock has
Yep.
eyes and mouth. Wow, he blinks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you, chat.
Oh, but I shall worry about it. I
And you know,
shall.
I really like the title of this episode because it's totally in the theme. We're doing the same
No,
thing we
Spock,
were doing
what are you?
5
Spock,
years
come on.
ago.
He is down on the ship.
I
Beyond
guess
the star.
is that in character for Spock? I don't. Has Spock ever shot anything? I don't remember him shooting things.
I think so. The idea is to have a little bit more kid friendly.
Shoot all the
So-
things.
This episode is going to be like 12 minutes, and
So
The plot's
not
gonna
just
be way
Baldur's
more
Gate 3.
condensed.
What this set really, I say set. What this ship really reminds me of, the interior, is the 50th anniversary adventure game. I think it was. You had to the adventure game, the Star Trek adventure game,
The 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary.
Judgment Rights. Yeah.
This feels like Judgment Rights.
Was
Like, you
there
can
was
clearly see
Judgment
which
Rights
parts
and
of
Star
this
Trek
are
25th
interactable.
anniversary two separate games?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I played them and I,
I think
don't
that
know.
they were, right? Yeah, you played them on stream. I was
I
there.
love how in the 70s, this is what a keyboard was going to look like a perfect grid.
Captain, we need to find the proper alignment of the moon crystals.
Oh, the modern keyboard was only just being invented shortly after this point, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think this music that they had is pretty cool. Might be the coolest thing
It's
to come
pretty
out
cool,
of the
but they
animated
reuse it in
series.
every single episode for every single thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're saving money.
Yeah, they could have done the TOS soundtrack even. They had a very large collection to use there.
Yeah.
But budgets are tight.
And you're going to see more of reusing the same starship for different things, for different factions as well.
Why does this thing have hands on its face?
So this episode is in the wonderful long line of
That's the music clip
ancient,
that turns up over and over, I think.
ancient civilization that left its tech behind.
Yep.
So, do you guys are any of you worried about epileptic fits? Because
Yeah.
this has been going on for quite a
Oh,
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, not for me.
I didn't know I
personally,
needed a
but-
content warning on this stream.
I had forgotten about this.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty well done. I feel like didn't we have the episode where they had like a holy book and they had like this chamber?
Sorry, what did you say? I'm busy shaking and rolling around the ground.
The chat is way
How many
delayed.
episodes?
He he he.
How many episodes did we watch today?
We're watching 6.
Okay, I watched only 4, so I won't know what the last 2 are.
I think this is the only one which is this flashy. All the other ones are better.
It's a pilot, so you have to, in order to sell the show, you have to make a very flashy pilot.
Wait, they didn't have the shields anymore. Wait, how are they alive?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's hard to hear. Normally, I have the show
Yeah.
audio way down because I have subtitles, but without the subtitles, I'm trying to actually
Yeah.
listen to everything.
I said that a lot earlier in terms of it's about to not make sense about the shields, and yeah, it doesn't make sense there.
That guy's a Kelpian. I don't know how you guys don't see it.
Dude, have you seen Kelpians? They don't look anything like
He's a
that.
double Kelpian.
Okay, so the
Oh,
transporter
it's
makes
an
no
evil
sense.
ghost because they said malevolent entity before.
We've never had somebody beam
It's
over
Argus or whatever his name was from the
Nagilum.
planet where Tasha died. What's his name?
Armus, the goo monster.
Armus.
No, there's
I
another
think
one
That's
where
black goo.
The dude with the 3 hands is
The
also not
Princess Ink
sexting.
and Metamucil or whatever.
No, I think we can logic this as it was touching
What an
Kurt
epic
at the time
mustache.
he beamed over, so it beamed over with him.
Okay, fair enough. You
Also,
know, like
mustache
remember
guy. I'm
when
pretty sure that was just Scotty.
the whale guy, they use the Luxana choice so much for all these voice effects. Any beautiful woman is what's this Gene Roddenberry's wife's name? Majel Barrett.
Automatic
Yeah.
bridge defense system.
The only episode it is
That
ever
would-
mentioned in.
That would have come in handy.
Does that
Everything's
work against
fine.
ghosts?
We're all just fine.
Well, we're about to find out.
There's
They
no
should've
way this
installed
works
that.
against ghosts, surely.
We're gonna ask Ghostbusters.
There was an episode in TNG where Picard picks up like an entity from a nebula or something. Or was that Voyager?
No,
Well,
Picard gets
you say
possessed by
that.
a nebula once. That definitely happens.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. I think episode number 2 reminds me of Discovery, the prior season, season 4, where there's a giant entity that just
Oh, I just made it in
harvests
time
planets.
to catch the episode where the Enterprise becomes a Dalek.
Oh, okay.
Patrick
So,
Stewart
I'm
and
gonna-
Karen Gillian?
Temporarily
see
put
that
the
coming.
counter thing to number of times the Enterprise gets taken over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have a feeling this is going to be a thing. Wow, they're using guns twice in this episode
Yeah.
to solve problems.
It's also, however, that they've been seen to arm the self-destruct device. Well, have they armed it? I think they did in TOS on the bridge. So why do they
Mhm.
need to get people down there?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look anything like Stotty.
So we should probably take all this to be taking place before the motion picture, right?
Yes.
Right. The Enterprise is a 5-year mission. This is the TOS was 3
This is year 4?
3 years.
Yeah.
This is year 4, and the next year is year 5. So the canon is complete.
I do appreciate with these episodes because they're half the length. TOS always had a ton of filler. This is just cutting
True.
that out.
You'll notice a couple of the episodes could easily have been full-hour episodes, but a lot of them are perfect to the 22 minutes.
Funny how this show was the one singular lifeline of Star Trek for the longest time.
You know, I never even heard of the show. I've never once seen it on TV, like actually flipping through the channels.
How many seasons did this have?
2.
Well, like
but
1.5.
it's 16 plus 6. So it's how many?
Yeah.
How many
It has
episodes?
the equivalent of
16 plus 6.
in runtime. It has the equivalent of half a season.
Is it
I mean, I can tell you.
it's the equivalent of season 1 of Strange New Worlds.
That's good.
I can tell you it used to run on something, probably Nickelodeon.
So just
if I
like
had to guess.
Thunderbirds.
How many
I-
episodes are we watching?
6.
Oh, okay.
I had Nickelodeon growing up. We never had this. Nick at Night.
I mean,
think picked up...
you grew up considerably after me, so
Yeah, for sure. But
think.
Yes, well done, spooky ghost.
Yep, it's using the defense system against them.
you know, but
I guess that's why they don't ever use it again.
did you watch I Dream of Jeannie, Jarynx?
No,
Okay. I'm just dating you a
I
little
never
bit.
watched Nick at Night. Really,
I aged you a little bit.
I mean, it was on, so it's not a matter of my age.
I used to watch Matlock.
Was that on Nick at Night when
So-
I was a kid? I don't remember.
So he contained the ghost in a force field in that one console? Is that what just happened?
I'm not sure this ever aired in England.
No, the
I learned
ghost,
this cartoon existed through Wizard magazine in the 90s.
The ghost is integrated into the ship's computer, and that computer lets it access all the knowledge. So it says yes or no through that console. They got McCoy totally wrong too.
He's close enough.
What
I
I
don't
think
know
is like
enough
even
about white core puzzles to argue with him.
I did appreciate they didn't waste time explaining the slingshot effect.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or like slingshot
So-
effect when you do that stuff.
this is definitely
I know, like-
used, and it should be canon because it's very important in Star Trek future history.
Yeah, there are some decidedly non-canon episodes of this, and there's some which could fit into
I had a
canon.
vague idea this show existed in the early days of the internet, but I just was not interested in Star Trek by that point.
I'm
Vage?
sorry, how did you pronounce that?
Yeah, that was incorrect. Vage.
I mean,
is-
it was text to speech, but yes.
I know that was the point.
Okay. Just running the point. Just making sure we understand.
yeah,
it's
but
true.
we're
What
not
we're
in,
making
like,
fun of here,
we're not-
not a person.
We're not in 2004 here. Like these days, text to speech has better diction than most people. You know something I like though. So that when that computer makes that accessing database sound, it sounds like a pinball machine, because they're just so used to the idea of computers as mechanical.
We're falling into the dense sun? Are we? Is that? Did we?
I mean,
Yeah, it's a sun quotation marks.
Are you sure? Maybe it's just like the
It's 'cause
iron
it's
core
vague,
and all the
not
rest of the sun
vage.
is gone.
Hee.
So that defense system isn't actually much of a defense system.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
yeah, I'm appreciating why they don't use it usually.
Okay, And then, by the way, this show's a little bit comical. I don't mean to.
I mean,
laugh.
yes, he doesn't want to kill Kirk, but still.
So the alien, of course, leaves
Like
when
my
the
only
captain
exposure to
threatens.
the show was the pilot episode where no man has gone before and a smattering of Voyager episodes.
This is the pilot episode of the animated series, by the way. So they leave the guy on the planet. or
It'd be
the sun
cool
or
to give
whatever it is.
TTS a 1 in 100 chance of using Mark Twain's voice.
I can make it a 1 in 1 chance.
No.
But this guy's like, I'm so lonely.
So
you feel bad for the bad guy,
nah, screw 'em. Freaking ghosts.
the Nebula being.
Freaking rude ghosts.
Yeah, he was rude. I feel bad for him.
So
though.
the reason we didn't use Mark for the
Twain.
text to speech is we did originally, and then that had to stop pretty much immediately because it was so monotone, no matter what settings I put in. Something about the API with this program, it doesn't work well with it.
DC Fontana wrote this, and she was an original writer from TOS,
Yes.
and she was a woman, which is rare in that time.
I
Fair
mean,
play.
Not that rare. Rare among Star
No,
Trek writers, but you know.
Among writers in Hollywood.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
so
Yeah.
next episode is Yesteryear. Let me just show what the intro looks like real quick so everyone can queue up properly. So it's gonna go here and then fade out. Okay, we're gonna start right
Strange
here.
episode.
We're gonna start here. So from now on, everyone queue up to the start of the actual episode. So after the titles.
Now be careful. Be wary of some emotional elements to this episode.
Oh, this
Okay.
is the
Filmation had a
Sandlot thing?
colorblind art director who accidentally made the
This is a
Klingons
Spock
wear pink
episode.
LOL.
I mean, what could possibly
Made
happen
the
to
what?
Spock? He's
Accidentally
already
made the
died
what?
once. Let's play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. The time?
This is back
What?
to the TOS episode. This is back to TOS. Starting of
Oh, it's Carl. Hey, Carl. Oh, there's the Aarakocra. See, I was right. There's bird people. Oh, why does he sound like a ghost now? Why is he doing a ghost voice? I can't help but notice there's a rando red shirt right next to Kirk that came on the away mission.
Kirk sounds so pervy when talking about Orion here.
So he altered the timeline so Vulcans are not in the Federation or something.
What was my initial thought?
No, what happens is he was in.
We're gonna watch
We'll
that.
learn about it soon. We'll learn about it very, very soon.
Sorry. Wow, this is definitely an alternate timeline because we have an Andorian aboard a starship actually, and he's a flag officer.
Yeah, Thalen, my favorite character. Everyone's favorite. Thalen, you know Thalen. Is this a
Oh, it was a
Commander
Buffy
McDuff
episode.
situation?
No, but you know something's wrong when Bones is like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah.
Right.
Bones is.
Jim, you don't ask Thalen for his ID.
Oh, maybe the timeline changed and Vulcan got blown up somehow.
I remember the time
I mean, that's
Kirk and
clearly
the
what
crew
happened,
appeared
but
on
like, what
Futurama.
happened specifically?
Well, you know, this was before we had a whole bunch of movies and TV shows about time
Oh, that
travel.
guy looks so sad.
Yep.
So
I've
Oh,
seen
we
this
know this is the
episode,
wrong
so I'm
timeline.
laughing
It's
at your
the
first
Starfleet
reactions.
again.
You know, I remember reading because Spock's pet dies in this
What about-
episode, and so
Yep.
His wife, his son, his other son, his daughter.
And it's
his,
interesting that Sarek becomes an ambassador in this timeline. He does later become an ambassador in TNG, but
This is the
that
one
he becomes an
specifically
ambassador in
canon
TOS in this
episode,
timeline.
according to
No.
Gene Roddenberry.
Cybok. You know,
But it's effectively canon according to Discovery.
no, Sarek is ambassador in the Babel episode that he appears in. They're on their way to a diplomatic conference, and he argues with the Tellarite ambassador.
I suppose he's not a Federation ambassador, is the point.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot the distinction.
oh, hey, Majel.
She's not a Federation ambassador in TNG either. Yeah, he's just
He's a Vulcan
Starfleet here.
diplomat.
yeah.
No, Gene disowned the entire animated series except for this one specific episode.
Nice
That's
save,
amazing.
Soma. Winky face.
I'm finding that I have to fast forward every couple minutes.
Every couple
Sorry.
No
minutes.
mention of Michael Burnham.
Is my version running at higher speed?
It might be, by the way, because frame rates are funny like that.
Yeah.
Because remember, this was originally broadcast over the airwaves, so somebody has to make a decision.
I'll try to
about how
find a
intro-
different version
Oh.
for next week.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, what happened to
amaz-
Sarek's other son and his daughter? What happened to them?
I like how Discovery uses this as the Carl Guardian Forever template. Oh no, sorry. Discovery uses this when you have the animated people from Lower Decks beam in. This is the site.
That wasn't Discovery.
What was it?
Strange New Worlds.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the setting where Strange New Worlds meets the Lower Decks cast.
No, that's a different place. That's a different time portal.
No, but
There's
you
a
see how
lot
the
of
time portal.
things
How
being
many of these
conflated
things
here.
are there?
Look, there's a million bloody time vortexes going around the galaxy. Just don't worry about it. They're all the same.
It's the gateway to eternity.
I'm not even sure this is the same Guardian or Carl, because now he's talking like a spooky ghost, like, beware.
That's Carl.
And also, they haven't named Guardian of Forever once, even though that's its official name in TOS.
His name is Carl. That episode of Discovery implies, though, it changes location for its own safety.
Yes.
So there's no reason to think that.
Reminder that according to the IDW Comics, Stargate is canon.
Wait, what?
IDW is a comics magazine, or is that the
Stargate
Internet
is canon?
dark
So,
web.
like,
Yeah.
Zephram Cochrane went out with a machine gun and blasted some aliens? What do you mean?
Is there a crossover or something?
I would say that wouldn't work in today's Star Trek because we're decidedly
Oh,
well beyond
canon
the
fight.
point of Stargate in timeline without having that technology. The technology is quite advanced for where it is even in the Star Trek timeline.
So I read as a child the Star Trek Vulcan's Forge, which is a novel, and it was really
Which is a
cool
pretty good
because
Enterprise episode.
yes, but the novel came first because I read that in like '97. So it talks about Spock's childhood and this Vulcan desert that's so huge, and you have to meditate in it, and it's really cool though. It came from this animated series episode. Because the reason young Spock goes out is because he does this like maturation ceremony.
Oh,
That's why
it's
he's
Star
so-
Trek 2009 again.
Yes, this is what it's
yes.
based on.
Okay.
Yes. But you know, in fairness, even that
People got
2009
upset at
thing.
that scene.
Yeah, even in fairness of that 2009 scene we saw in Star Trek The Voyage Home, the computer asked, "How do you feel?" So
I think
You're-
MRES is kinda underrated.
sorry, what's underrated?
Emrys, the cat lady.
Okay. Well, I missed that.
Yeah, she doesn't say much throughout the series.
But she's a cat, though.
Okay, beautiful rendition of
I'm
Vulcan
surprised
here.
they got Mark Leonard back for this.
Yeah. So I remember reading how someone wrote into
Eyebrow cam.
someone wrote into Paramount saying, you know, I lost my dog when I was a kid, and this episode helped me understand so much. And I'm like, that's really amazing that a show would have some real talk about real stuff intended for kids.
I mean,
Kitty. A Sailot, I assume.
Yes.
Yep.
The book Vulcan's
Couldn't
Forge
afford
goes into
Chekhov,
the.
but they could afford Sarek XD.
Oh boy, don't tell me you talked about his Sailot. God.
Yeah, you're such a fanboy.
It essentially was that canonizes this episode.
And it canonized me as a fanboy because I definitely read about the sellout growing up, even without watching this episode.
I don't find myself caring about Sarek's philosophy, though. Just come on, move on.
This is the worst.
Actually, no. I think Discovery did show this a lot earlier on.
Oh yeah.
Did it?
If I remember rightly, I think we saw his a lot in Discovery. Because Burnham went back in time to
Yeah.
Spock's childhood.
I vaguely remember, yeah. But that's funny because the scenes like
we saw one in Enterprise. I'm looking at the Memory Alpha now.
so scenes like this was pretty much Spock's entire childhood, being like, you'll never be Vulcan enough, so you got to try double what the other Vulcans do. But still, you'll never be Vulcan.
I don't
make me proud, son.
I don't see any reference
Reminder
to a
that
Sailot in
Chekhov found out
Discovery.
her
I
wasn't
don't
going
think
to
they're
be
there.
part of the animated series from a fan question
We do
at
see
a
one in
convention.
Enterprise, though.
Gene
Why
couldn't
is
even
he
be
gotta be
bothered to
dressed
tell
up
the
like a
poor
He-Man
bastard.
character?
That's what children are like, man.
It's the ritual of initiation.
He's like 8. He's probably been watching He-Man.
I'm not saying you have to become a doctor, son, but if you don't get a PhD, you're a disgrace.
This is what Star Trek 2009 shows very, very, very well. Is the relationship between Spock and Sarek.
Sarek is the worst. He's outdoing Worf in the piece because he's racially brainwashing his
I think
son.
it's 2009.
How does Amanda feel about this
did show that.
conversation?
Yeah.
Walter was lucky to write one episode. The 70s was a dark time.
Amanda is not in the room when this conversation happens, which is the only justification I can think of.
Okay, so
this Discovery made a more direct reference to the relationship.
it's very
and
clear
how
that
Spock
this episode is doing the Harry Potter thing where it turns out I was my cousin the whole time.
Yes.
It's a time turner.
Right.
But it's long before that was written.
Yeah. But also, we don't have this problem in future science time travel because you're in two places at once all the time. What's the big deal? Just don't let anyone see you. But look, I love how he yells at his pet. He's like, "Go home."
That is what's happening. Yes.
Yeah, it's very endearing.
Baby Spock's a jerk.
No, the animal saves his life though. So
Yeah, he's a good kitty, and Spock's being mean and calling him fat and old.
yeah.
Oh, and this also gets referenced in TNG a little bit. Sarah complains like, "Oh, always Spock returned to the mountains."
Okay, so something I learned later after reading Vulcan's Forge. Vulcan, of course, is the Roman god for Hephaestus, who is the Greek god for forging iron, the blacksmith of the gods. I think he did Zeus's thunderbolts. So that's why the desert is called Vulcan's Forge, because he's the blacksmith of the gods.
It's a dragon dog?
Yeah, with poisonous claws.
Oh, nerd pinch.
Yep.
The kitty's okay. The things, I remember going to the Museum of Natural History, and when they show you like the
It's
dinosaurs
Godzilla.
with the flat plated backs, they show them like docile or herbivores are almost like pets. Like you can pose an animal a certain way, and that's the museum's subjective portrayal.
Mm.
The person I was with made that comment. Thought it was apt. But so the Celot, it looks like a cat, but it acts like a dog. So Spock should have died as a child, 7-year-old child. That's Ken.
Though it does lead to a bootstrap paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like a mix between a bear and a wolfhound.
Yeah. So something I had forgot. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was going to say that Star Trek Discovery also has a bootstrap paradox event where it's like, how did the time loop actually start with the Red Angel storyline?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, this episode's effed up. Do you put down your animal, or do you
Kill the
let
kitty?
him or her suffer, and you euthanize the dog because
Spock, stop taking personal logs. This isn't the time.
of dignity? The creature has some dignity, and it doesn't have to suffer.
Archer and T-Paul ran from such a creature as well as Kirk.
Thanks.
I don't know. Radio for...
This is a pretty... I think this is worse than the Discovery bootstrap paradox. It's hard. Like, you can imagine at least there being a different set of circumstances that leads to Burnham going back in time as the Red Angel.
Paved the way for when they had to put down Rainbow
This is
Dash.
like, if Spock didn't exist, there's just no reason for anyone
Us
to
Debris
come
jokes
back
never
in
go
time
out
to
of
save
fashion.
Spock.
Putting down an animal is like such a difficult choice, and
But they're not putting it down. They're gonna heal it. See, baby
Sorry,
Spock is
yeah.
gonna go find some Ethelas or something. The cat's gonna
This
be
lot's
fine.
going to be absolutely alright. For sure. Definitely.
I believe in the cat.
amazing character building.
Oh my god, this guy's such an... like an 80s adventure game PC gay guy.
Yeah.
He is.
I can heal your Salat if you bring me 5 Greebles.
He's like, are you just waking me up in the middle of the night?
Spock, just skip through his dialogue. We know you can. Just press B or something. I like his house.
Reminder
though.
that
It's
James
very,
Doohan was 80% of this show's
very
guest cast.
pointy.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's
going to
good.
send him to a farm where he can run around all day.
Yes, Ryan, I agree with you. The architecture of the healer's house was amazing. I thought they did a brilliant job.
Very angular.
I want to live in that house.
I'm pretty sure they got an actual child for baby Spock, and just instead of just having a woman play a child.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay the child less.
No, the kid did a great job.
Yeah, they do a great job. I was joking that because as a child, you don't actually have to pay as much as an adult voice actor.
No, he's very talented. Even when he was calling the healer, it's like,
That's
have
how we
you
did
ever
things
known
old
this?
school.
Very true. Have you ever known the son of Sarek to lie? Come back.
No, we don't have to put it. No, he's a good cat. No, he'll be
Oh,
fine. Just
is suffering, Ryan.
did you
The
try
poison
pouring
of
some
the-
cement on its side?
The poison of the beast was way too much. So you have to. It was the loyal dog. And you know what's cool though? Adult Spock got to hold his childhood buddy for a couple of hours before he died, and I'm pretty sure the animal knew. Have you ever had to put down an animal, Ryan?
Possibly.
Did you cry?
Mind your own business.
Yeah.
Ah, Spock learned how to nerve pinch from Spock. Yes, of course.
Yeah, more bootstrap paradox.
A very little known technique.
Have you
In
tried
one of the
being a
episode-
better father, Sarek?
My brother's pet rabbit got put down, and it was hard.
Oh my god! Of course it is. But here too, it's like Sarek. Go easy on your son for like half a second.
If you started in a timeline where your father was terrible, like Sarek, and then you went back and like made him into a good father, and you go back to the future. So in your new timeline,
I think
Sarek is
moving
a good
VLC
dad.
to
Do
1.04x
you have
playback
to-
speed might have solved it on my end.
Do you still get to be upset with him?
Spock will learn to love beagles.
You know what? I think it
You're
is.
never the
look,
same after you've looked into the cold, dead eyes of a loved one.
No, you're not. But I think what it
1.04,
is
that the difference?
I think what it is that Sarek was making him tough because Vulcan society was not going to accept him, so he had to like not break. Not for nothing, Spock was valedictorian
Who's
at the
the
Vulcan
better
Science
father,
Academy.
Sarek or Worf?
Bleak.
Yeah, Worf is.
Sarek, just about.
Sarek is slightly worse because this racist thing that he did is like, make me proud, son. Even
I suppose.
you're a half blood. Worf just sent him to live with his parents.
I mean, Worf's pretty bad.
Worf's pretty terrible. Do you remember the holodeck episode of Captain? Can I do some more security sweeps? It's like,
Worf,
Worf, I didn't
Sarek was just an asshole.
Worf was neglect. Worf was straight up neglect.
Okay, so the next episode is one of our planets is missing. Excuse me? How did you lose
Alexander
a
was a
planet?
three-quarter blood.
Sulu
It's
got to be
a,
father briefly.
Cloud.
Oh no, that's wrong. My bad.
Okay, so the episode, we're starting from this point.
Who was I thinking of?
Also, side note, why does
Bob
this
Wesley
nebula
is
here
back.
look like... It looks like a quarter of the Death Star. Like, here's the giant laser.
Pay very close attention to around the Enterprise. You'll notice that the stars move with the Enterprise.
The Death Star.
Yeah, it looks like Death Star 2. Like it's still in construction. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bob
play.
Wellesley from the Ultimate
And maybe
Computer
watch it
appears here.
1.04 speed. Or something.
Actually, this one's fine. It's some of the other episodes where the stars move with
Doomsday
it.
Machine.
You can certainly see where they've overlaid it.
The only good father in
Please.
Trek is Cisco.
That's true.
Cisco. Cisco, he was a really, really good dad, but it kind of soured for me at the end where he did end up abandoning his child. Right at the very end. Like, come on, you were so close.
Yeah, he almost remarried too, right? But he dropped the ball there.
Isn't that everything, Spock? What do you mean?
Yep.
Could you be more specific?
I'd say it was a strange combination.
He did get remarried.
Yeah, he married Cassidy.
He married Cassidy? I forgot that.
Yeah, no, they got married. He realized he was being stupid and apologized, and they got married by Admiral Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, he called it
And
off.
Cassidy
right,
was
right.
pregnant with his kid.
Yeah,
What about
Cassidy,
O'Brien?
they got married, then Cassidy got
Oh
pregnant.
yeah, I hate the ending of
And
DS9.
then at the very end of the show, he turns into Space Jesus and leaves her alone with the new baby, and hasn't shown up again by the time of Lower Decks.
Good dad, though. Other than the fact
that part, he was a good dad with his first child.
This is
So
another
Cisco is Goku?
Spockability episode.
So this is the Doomsday Machine.
Yeah.
That was the Death Star.
Yeah.
The people get upset about Discovery having, like, universe-ending threats every season. It's a universe-ending threat that we're going to resolve in 20 minutes here.
What does
Is that
Space
better?
Jesus need with a Defiant-class starship?
But that's resolving it in 20 minutes as opposed to spending the whole season.
Papa Wesley? Okay. Wait, what?
Oh, Sulu, not Bones.
Did I miss something? Sulu just reported on a time, and then Kirk said, thanks, Bones. What?
O'Brien is okay, but is always working all the time.
I don't pick up on that
Cisco
last
seems
time.
to be obsessed by babies and looking after Jake.
You know, I just it's a really hard thing to do when you're an important person, but you frequently wind up not being there for your children because you're busy running whatever you're doing.
So it's
And,
hard to be a
even-
good parent if you're an important person. So what's Worf's excuse?
Goku is basically Space Kung Fu Jesus by the end of the show, and he neglects both of his sons.
Oh no, shooting the cloud didn't work.
And by the way, Worf's a messed up brother too because of that ending. with the
Notice
current-
how all of the screens at the top don't have anything on them in the S animation, whereas they used to have lots of random bits and bobs on them in the original series. But just not streaky lines.
What am I looking at?
I'll
Wolf
explain in
would
a
have been a
second.
better dad if they introduced Alexander in DS9.
They look like seashells or something.
So this is entirely Discovery Season 4. Even there's one slide on the view screen that looks like the Cthulhu aliens that show up. I really enjoyed watching this and seeing where the writers got their idea from.
That is not an antimatter charge. Your antimatter charges are photon torpedoes, Jim.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
Maybe we should count the number
Also
of...
a Voyager episode.
Fun fact,
Also a TNG
Cassidy Yates is
episode.
also technically Worf's sister-in-law
TNG
winking
episodes.
face.
Maybe we should count the number of, like, spaceborne entities? Like clouds and whales and stuff?
Or how many times the plot shows up in later Trek incarnations?
Let's count the number of animation cells. Doesn't seem to be too high.
Savage?
Yeah, spaceborne entities, the spaceborne incidents would be a decent one.
So their planet's being actively digested, right?
No, they're going to another planet. It's heading there.
Okay.
Crystalline entity versus the space amoeba.
Amioba.
It's trying. Yeah, you're the food Spock. We've been over this.
Yep.
No, camera, do you want to back off a little bit? I think camera. Okay. Maybe got a little
They
too
use a lot of
close to the
close-ups, reduced
image
animation.
there.
Some kind of digestive system.
ET's voice kind of weirds me out a little bit. It doesn't feel like it
Was that supposed to be a
fits.
Kelpian?
No, it's not a
No.
god. Not a Kelpian.
It's not.
It's one of those things from Lower Decks that they run the spa ship. They have like 3 arms. One comes out of the middle of their chest.
Nutrients.
You see,
Nutrients.
Jim, over there, that's the
nutrients.
equivalent to the mitochondria. That's the powerhouse of the cell.
That's why
Warp
planets
core
give
of
me
the
gas.
cell.
The warp core of the cell.
There you go. Let's not forget Naomi.
Naomi Wildman. Subunit of Ensign Samantha Wildman.
Captain's assistant.
Anti-kilos? Are they saying those are like antimatter kilograms?
Probably. No. This was long before we realized that, or guaranteed for sure because of CERN, that antimatter has the same mass as normal matter. It's not opposite.
Right.
Negative
I
mass.
mean, so
theory was it might
I
have
guess that's true. I guess they're saying exactly that.
What's the name of the 3-armed alien dude on the ship? ET man?
3-armed alien, dude.
Because it feels like 3-armed alien dude, his entire job is just to repeat what the captain says. He's like the woman from Galaxy Quest. Her whole job is just to repeat.
His name is Handy. And here we get our only instance of Scotty not doing a "you can change THA Laurel's a physics" routine.
Bringing it aboard, you're a madman. Yep. Sure, that
Sure
sure
you
was a
can.
lot of tech words. Thank you, Scotty.
All systems are working.
I mean, kind of made sense. Was quite the exposition dump.
That's just
Another
a
thing I
glass
like about the
box.
series, I like how in the animated series, characters are actually allowed to have facial hair. They're just rando background actors, but in the actual live action show, the only people with beards were evil every time.
Riker?
In the original series.
Yeah.
But also, yes, Riker.
We haven't had TNG.
They also,
Mhm.
yeah. They also reuse sound effects all the time in this series.
I swear, Majel Barrett Roddenberry's in every episode as some seductive woman alien.
We've got a fighting chance.
I even like how there's a episode this week of
You did what you always do, Jim. Give us a fighting chance.
of a society run by women, like Angel One.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. They keep all their men like poodles.
You're an irregularly shaped object.
I really like how in
Basically
22
electric.
minutes they did what Discovery did over the course of a season.
Wait, who's that guy? That's not Jim Kirk. Why does it look so different in the wide shot?
And then in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, you get Spock mind melding. See, that's the aliens from Discovery season 4, the Cthulhu race.
And now we get spat out the colon.
Which is just an intelligent DMA.
Not again. Alone.
Ah, you see, remember the other episode? He referenced TOS. Seriously, why do they look so weird in the wide shots? Yes, do it.
Like, they couldn't have done this in the TOS show because the special effects of the ship going like an amoeba through the intestines of a giant organism
would have just looked silly.
Yeah.
Well, we could have just
I mean-
taken the motion picture and like filtered it to be orange on the exterior.
Yeah. But the motion picture is much later than this, so they did
Yeah.
a great job.
Oh my god, his mouth is moving all over the place. It's literally vibrating.
This line's kind of stupid. Like, do you know Spock? Of course his figures are correct. Spock starts the annoying habit of knowing something to the third decimal place.
The space amoeba in TOS was okay for the time.
I mean, like, the Doomsday Machine was okay for its time, too.
Fucking mind touch.
Oh, is this this is one of those long range mind melds.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is what motion picture brings out.
Why do you think everybody's eyes They don't have whites to their eyes, it's just their skin color again.
Yeah.
Would it look weird if they actually made it white?
Disney Machine ripped off Captain Scarlet so hard.
It's gotta kill me. It's gotta eat. It's hungry.
I like how they've got all of those numbers and they're only using one of them to demonstrate the minutes.
Jazz hands.
Spot is a bit presumptuous here for the sake of time.
Excuse me, Spock, it's a starship. Maybe we should actually count the number of roles that Majel Barrett plays. She's all over the place in this show so far.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
How many have we had? 2? 3?
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah, it's food. No, Spock, they're delicious. Leave them alone. Leave Majel alone.
Can't wait till we get to the Magix of Megas too.
That is next week. Ryan will enjoy that episode.
Yeah, the Majel Barrett does a better job here than the alien in the movie Star Trek: The Motion Picture, or Ilea does, because the thing's like, "Hey, who am I talking to?" And it's like, "Hey, I'm inside you. I'm like this little amoeba thing." It's like, "You're inside me? I'm eating planets full of people." Like, imagine the amoeba in our stomach started talking back and being like, "Hey, you're eating us." And it's like, eating who? Inside me? Colony of yogurt bacteria? You don't want to eat us. I'm like, yes, I do.
Let's consume them.
They talk back through our orifices.
We did it. Aw, come on, Majel. Majel, don't be such a buzzkill. Maybe we can consume some of them. Oh god, I thought he was gonna tell it to kill itself. No, like a lot of Star Trek, it turns out the answer was just talk.
Yep.
It always works. Okay, we did it. We
Or in
saved
the
day.
case of
Thanks,
discovery,
Spock.
show extreme emotion.
Does the Prime Directive prevent the Federation from interfering if a planet eater is going to eat a pre-warp culture planet?
Yes. Sometimes.
We did actually have a TNG episode very similar to this.
Yeah, and the answer is let them.
The answer
encounter
is
their fate.
LeMayo. Sounds like their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is you only live once, so we're not going to deal with it.
The answer is you should have invented a warp drive sooner, suckers.
Okay, so the next episode is the Lorelei signal. We're starting from here. We have just started fading in the Enterprise.
Wow.
Everyone be queued up to that. We're
Your frame
doing a
rates.
workaround.
And it's not even that effective of a workaround because I'm still anyway.
Magellan
I'm grateful
count.
to have. I'm grateful to have people to watch Trek with, so I'm not going to complain.
We're so close to done with classic Trek.
Yeah.
So close. How many
It's been
weeks
a
we
long
even held
road.
this? Like 3 or 4
Oh, this is the
weeks of
one where
TA
Uhura takes
TMSs?
command when everybody
There's
else is
22
incapacitated.
episodes divided by 6 is 3.5.
The Prime Directive is done
Okay.
if the
Six.
Enterprise
So 3
accidentally
more. Oh, press
runs
play in
into a
4,
foreign freighter
3,
ship with no warp
2,
drive.
1, play.
The Lorelei signal?
The Lorelei signal,
That's nice.
which
It's
is
a nice name.
which is
Someone's
about
catching Gilmore
oh, God.
Girls.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What was it?
There's a show called Gilmore Girls, and the
That's
mom.
what
It's about
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
The
that too.
mom's
I
name is-
knew it existed. I couldn't remember the name.
the mom's name is Lorelei.
What about if we encounter a civilization that doesn't use warp drive yet still crosses the galaxy somehow?
What if a pre-warp culture attacks Earth? Should the Federation interfere?
I
That's
found it very interesting in this episode that the Federation decided to send their flagship to a place where they know a ship's going to go
How would they
missing.
get to Earth if they didn't have warp?
well. That's
I
their
mean,
specialty.
presumably it was the only ship in the sector.
All the other ships got
It
each
took them a very long time.
What if a pre-warp culture like attaches a booster rocket to an asteroid and throws it at us?
At
And
Elizabeth
then
184
millions
they
of
left
years
early.
later, we get hit by it. Is that a declaration of war?
Yes.
Yes. We have to fire an asteroid
Or they
back.
come from Venus.
Well, there are a lot of cloud aliens in Star Trek, and Venus is like pretty heavily cloud. It's like a
Yeah.
solid 20% cloud.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously though, can we stop zooming in so much on the animation?
No, people were just getting
Also,
the
that's
fancy
Mabel Barrett.
TVs, and we want to see all these close-ups. Also, faces are really hard to draw, so as somebody who traces pictures, images, it's way better if you have just a face to draw instead of like a whole body.
Zoom out, more leg shots.
Yeah, that's the original series, though.
He's hallucinating? Is that so he's
Yep.
saying? He's tripping balls! I'm tripping balls, Captain!
No, so that's the thing, though. Only
Very
the men
Star
get
Wars
this
holiday
homing.
special of them here.
Only men get the homing beacon. This is the Angel One planet.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt is very mature and sensible about what's going on.
Dr. McCoy to the bridge.
Okay, so it's all of the men on the ship are hallucinating women.
Spock gets the
Yep.
homing beacon every 7 years.
That's not a joke. That's just what's happening.
This is a very
It's very explicit.
Gene Roddenberry episode.
That's a siren song. It's a siren song. That's what's happening. They're being lured in by sirens.
Kirk
They're
can't be
gonna kill
lured in
him.
by sirens. His only love is the Enterprise.
That's true.
We had a whole episode about this.
I mean, I think wasn't the earliest like fan slash like Kirk and Spock?
Kirk/Enterprise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they invented the genre just for that. Although
Hey, this is
Paris
the same
and Kim,
planet as before.
Paris
Now,
and Kim
the
was
very
what
Gene
I was
Roddenberry episode
hooked
is
on.
the one with the BM alien. LOL.
The BM alien, like bowel movement?
Yeah, I don't know what the BEM alien is.
Oh yeah, Ben will get soonish, and you'll see it's the Lodex connection.
Wasn't that the Discovery Season 4 alien? The giant planet-eating machine or something?
That was the DMA.
Yeah, Ben
Thanks.
is referenced in Lodex.
The DMA, not the DMC.
The DMCA, yes.
Yeah.
DMCA.
Striking whole planets.
Were you even alive for the DMCA when that came out?
I'm alive at a time where I'm being affected by it.
That's true. You got me there.
Yeah, it's definitely still
YMCA.
quite relevant.
Okay, yeah, Gene, come on, man.
Jane.
All blue eyes, blonde hair.
Okay,
The
that's
head
also
female.
Majel Barrett.
Yeah, I've
So
been
we
off
have
about this. It's
so
definitely good to check.
we so far. Wait, okay, I have many things to say. So first, we have
What's your
multiple Majel Barretts in this episode, and also Spock psychokinesis.
What's their Esper rating?
This episode isn't canon.
Remember that?
No,
What's their
I
Esper
refuse
rating?
to remember that. Shut up! It never happened.
You refuse to remember it? Sounds like you already
Yes.
remember it.
Nope. I've totally forgotten. I don't know what you're talking about. God, this freaking show.
He
So
can
what do you
join
guys think
Shatner with
I
the
should
likes
have
of
for
telekinesis.
dinner? Taco Bell, Culver's, or Euros.
You should get some chicken tikka masala.
I mean, there's no good place to
That is
get
tasty
that
stuff
around
right
here.
there.
Had Kanpo chicken for dinner today. It was quite nice.
Vesper
I
rating in
have
Casino
chicken tikka
Royale is 10
marsala
tenths
kit in
drilling
my
face.
pantry. That requires more effort than I'm willing to put forth at the moment.
Wait, hang on. This is the same. This is a recreation of the set from the episode where Scotty was murdering women. The same thing.
They occupy
That
another
makes
compound.
sense.
That makes sense.
Well, there's some solid writing right there.
Well, it makes sense, so it's convenient for us to. Mhm.
I like how the planet is just someone scanning across. I don't know what it is. Is that like a blanket? Oh.
Now they have
Oh.
headbands on.
They're absorbing their life force?
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing.
She's a fucking spy. That's what she is.
You can tell because she has the same hair and voice.
Yep. She's an interloper.
Wait, that's That's Nichelle.
Dorian
Why is
Gray if
Nichelle
he
the
was a
computer voice in
harem of
this episode?
skanks.
Is it because we already have too many characters played by Majel?
It's possibly because it's voice acting and you'd have the same voice directly on top of each other and be hard to differentiate.
But then we also just... The computer voice was Nichelle Nichols, and then we cut to Uhura.
We have to do our duty. Make a duty.
You shall become one with us. What? What is
Just
happening?
started singing.
Also, why did this planet stop rotating?
Majel
or
Barrett.
panning?
Tom Kenny, you are not.
Does it have to animate it?
Man, look at how much money they're saving on these couple minutes.
Our duties, snoo snoo.
There is the occasional filler in these, even though it's only 22 minutes. Because there are some which are so thin and ground plots, like this one even, that there is really nothing to do.
I'm surprised this episode is allowed to happen in the 70s, with a woman taking command of the ship.
I mean, are we sure?
Are we sure of what? I'm sure of several things.
It didn't. I mean, it was definitely not portrayed as a positive development.
Yeah. Worst case
I mean,
scenario
so it's
going on.
Jean probably didn't
Right.
care.
Yeah, I don't think Gene would care. Gene would be down with it. I'm more thinking of the studio, the publisher.
Janice Lester should have been a captain.
It only happens because
Well, all of
literally
the women
everybody
here are
else got
portrayed as bad
days.
people.
You're
So
right.
that means that it probably balances itself out.
Are they bad people? Because this is just the same as the last episode, but they're smaller. These are really the crystalline entities of this planet.
I could really do without
Can
those.
they not pull the headbands off?
Well, the
No, I think they...
brass section
maybe.
acting up so much. Like every time you hear that brass head, I makes me think of like Batman, like someone hitting someone and says "bam," right?
Really, Kirk? You're just figuring that out? It was very obvious. Unfortunately, you can't sap the life force of a phaser. I know how to solve this problem.
When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital life back.
Oh, thanks for the reminder, Spock. Yeah, we know Vulcans are better.
Vulcan good, human bad.
Basically, that's his whole character. He never misses an opportunity to dunk on humans.
There was a TOS episode, the Elder Years or the Gray Years or something, where they all age to like age 80, which for some reason is old.
At
but-
least Odo
TNG
steals his
unnatural
nerve pinch
selection.
in the future.
Beautiful set here, though. If it was a real
Yep.
episode, it would have been something.
It's completing with the new Ghostbusters movie.
Look, children's
What?
shows.
When there's something strange in the subspace signal.
All the female red shirts. How many of them are gonna die?
Oh, dang, that's a big away team. Have we ever beamed on more than 4 people at a time?
Well, you needed more because wait. Nurse Chapel's shirt just changed color. She was red when she beamed down, and then it turned blue.
Okay. Well
After
done,
the
TV show.
episode, we gotta go back and see that clip.
Oh, thank God they brought guns. I was worried they were just gonna like try to talk to them. Thank you. Okay, this is the best episode. Uhura doesn't take no nonsense. She's just gonna solve it and leave. No, never mind. It's the worst episode again.
Spock's using his mind abilities.
By the way,
Gene, why do you gotta give me such emotional whiplash?
the name of the leader is head female. They couldn't imagine like Madam President, Madam Chancellor.
Oh, now Spock's the old king from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
Nice.
this is totally Elven escape.
Oh, now it's a threat that they're gonna drown in the chalice. That's lovely.
Yeah,
Oh, it just comes right off. Of course, Luke. Oh. Could you also just leave? We don't need you to tell us
We
things.
don't
We need you
care.
to release them.
Maybe it's like a finger trap. The more you try to pull, the harder it tightens.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Ship out of danger.
Okay, I have an alternate solution to their weird life force draining planet. Just leave.
Leave them to take them from to a different planet. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave.
But you love how the all-female away team is the one that can save the day because the men are just too hormonal.
Was that Michelle's voice?
As one of the evil women, probably.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's only 2 female voice actors in this show. Michelle and Majel. Fascinating. I don't think a phaser's ever done that before.
Again, just like Thunderbirds.
This line is so weird. They're eternal, but they can't bear children. They need to kidnap a steady supply of men to use them for, you know what.
To eat
but
them.
the thing is though, they're empathetic because they're kind of trapped on this planet.
Except they're not. They had a ship originally. They built a whole city here. They could have just left. Oh my god, it is TNG episode with the...
Yep.
You can't do that. No, Leonard,
Shouldn't they be able to do
you
that
need
all
to
the
still do the old
time?
voice.
Like anytime someone's sick, just or dies, like why didn't they just like rematerialize Tasha from the pattern that in the buffer?
Well, how come when you get old, they don't just rematerialize your 20-year-old body?
Yeah, for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you
they
wouldn't have your
found-
memories.
Fountain of Youth machine. Oh,
Meh,
but you
worth it.
just I mean, who cares? Yeah. You could just selectively swap those in.
Would you sacrifice your memories in the interim to just be regenerated as a younger you?
No, because it would murder me in the and someone else would walk up.
Can I,
Every
can I leave
60 odd
myself
years or
extensive
so.
notes? Is the question.
It's like a Windows backup.
Can I leave myself like a video, like
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
to catch me up on everything?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can make
maybe.
notes and videos. You can prepare. That's fine.
It's like a Windows restore setting, like 2 weeks ago. Go back.
Be
to
like that asshole.
Okay, we saved them? Wait, how did we save them? I missed it. Did we, like, blow up an orb or
They
something?
entered to a different planet and they destroyed the thing
Oh.
which takes the life force.
Okay, yeah, they
or
just
something
leave.
like that.
See, we fixed it. Just leave.
They're not bad. They're not bad women. They're just.
Hey,
Have the
Tribbles.
return of hardcore friend. No, not Mud. Harold Jones, whatever his name is.
Edward. Henry Mudd?
All right.
No,
so,
that's in the
next
later
episode.
Bruno Jones.
Cyrano Jones. That's it.
More Tribbles, more troubles. So, as usual, we are starting on the exact same shot of the Enterprise fading in. It's the same shot.
Yep.
Man, they're saving a lot of money with this show.
Yeah.
And this is the 5th episode out of 6.
No Death Star this time.
Yeah, the Death Star's not in the scene. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe we'll get in a bit.
Yeah, they put it on a different star field each time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
But I'm fairly certain that sometimes in later episodes, they literally just took a cutout of the Enterprise that they'd already done on the background and put it on a different background so you can actually see the stars moving with the Enterprise.
Perfect.
And the stars look way more like, the astronomical photographs.
Oh yeah, it's this one.
Robot something to Sherman's planet. Sherman's planet. Oh, which one was that? Was that the one that was in dispute with the Klingons? Like they were both fighting over
Same
it?
Dribbles writer? I remember when the real Ghostbusters met too many Slimers.
It's exactly the plot. The same planet, the same grain as
Quadro
Troubles
triticale is a
or
4-lobed hybrid of wheat and rye.
And then Treasure and all that stuff.
just come out shooting.
Give him a Vulcan hello, Jim. Wow, these Klingons have terrible aim. Are we ripping off Star Wars again? Because this is just the intro to Star Wars Episode 4.
I think this is a bit before Star Wars.
So you're telling me
Star
Star
Wars
Wars ripped off
1977.
Star Trek the Animated Series? Jim, maybe you should shoot them.
1974.
The Tibble predator we see in this episode was originally supposed to eat red shirts, and it would be a horror story a la the original Alien movie.
So it was a moopsie. Good job, Jim. You didn't do anything and you got people killed again.
Well,
except I think they said in the intro it was a robot ship.
No, that was the Charter ships.
Okay.
Someone is going to beam aboard.
Oh, that's a terrible sound. No, Gene, replace that sound effect, please.
Some kind of field effect.
In 4 seconds, just leave. Just fly somewhere else. You have 4 seconds. You have a warp drive. How did they hit you? He just said you're paralyzed. My guess is that these aren't actually Klingons.
Well, we'll see.
No, I don't believe you. Also, notice how his whole mouth cell is moving around when he talks?
That voice sounds familiar.
It should be familiar.
That voice was used in the original series. Somebody.
I'm pretty sure it is the Klingon from that original series if it's the same voice actor. It is the same character.
I'm not certain. But I know it's somebody who's appeared multiple times in the original series.
Did she say robot?
Wait till
That's
notice
closer
the
to
mouth,
the
but
original-
not he fact is wearing bright pink.
The original Russian pronunciation is like roboto.
Oh no,
so-
I understand it's a perfectly.
Notice the mouth, but not that
it's
he's
a
wearing bright pink.
pronunciation yes, and it's of its time. It's just adorable.
Isaac Asimov coined the word from the Russian.
No, I mean, yeah, I know it used to be more common to say it. It just, yeah.
It was a new word at one point.
It's probably James Doohan.
He does lots of voices on this.
It's one of the advantages of animation.
Jesus.
One guy could be like 50 people.
Mm.
And that's how they did Looney Tunes. Mel Blanc was everybody from Bugs Bunny to Elmer Fudd.
Oh, you just ran out of... Alright. Wait, no, you're not in stasis anymore. Shoot them. Don't wait for them to fire first. Kill them. Jim, come on.
Cross section getting involved again. Bamf.
Jim, do you want to do something about this?
Cool.
David Graham was practically the asterisk guest artist of all the Super Marionation shows.
No, no, I recognize that silhouette. No, run, you fools!
Mhm.
Oh, they changed the sound effect for the triples. Oh no. Also, they're pink now? Alright. I guess it shows up better. It's the same voice actor. They got him back.
Yeah, the art director was colorblind. He thought pink was grey.
Yeah, no, but I'm colorblind too, so it all works out for me.
What color are they for you, Ryan?
I mean, they're still pink, but they're not like egregiously pink.
Oh no, here they're egregiously.
They're
pink.
like Pepto-Bismol pink.
Yeah, they're like Klingon blood
Yeah,
pink.
they're vibrantly pink.
Hmm.
They look alright. They were generally brown though, instead of gray.
The same thing happens in the cat costume. They're all wearing pink, and the illustrator never meant for them to wear pink.
I was thinking, I mean, if you had a colorblind animation guy, they would double check things. If it seems,
Usually,
I mean,
it worked out.
it seems like he did. Like, I'm sure he's
How
good at
did
his
it beat
job.
the
but
Tribble? By being off screen for a second.
Did he know? Did he know he was colorblind?
Yeah.
I mean, it would come up, I would think, if you're like doing animation for a living.
Sabotage.
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 Tell it all, y'all.
Sabotage.
uh.
I mean, we probably could have just let him die, to be honest. Wait a second. Wait, who animated this? Because the way he did 3 there, that's not how Americans do 3.
Hmm.
What did he do? How did he
He
hold
did
it
his middle 3 fingers instead of the thumb.
up? Yeah, the middle 3 fingers. That's the way to do it.
False.
A kid actually visited the
You are a
filmation
fake
studio while they were
American.
working on this episode, told them how he
the
would make the
thumb
story,
and the
and then sent them an angry letter
thumb
saying they
index middle
stole his
finger
idea.
is European way to do it.
Soma,
No.
how do you
Yep.
signal 3?
I would do first finger, sorry, thumb, first finger, second finger.
Jesus
It would.
Christ.
Yeah,
Have I
but
just not been around people like
I want to back up
using
Ryan.
hand signals for numbers?
really-
Have I
we don't
not
really
noticed
use-
this since in the 4 years I've lived in England?
There's... Alright.
I'm gonna put it in general chat just so you can see that. Yeah.
What? Since when? That is the exact opposite of what I've ever seen. Everybody I've
Wait,
ever
what?
seen in California has done
No.
thumb, pointer, and middle.
I mean, I guess I've never lived in
Maybe
California,
they're
so I can't
pretentious.
say it's a California thing. But did everyone see Glorious Bastards in California and get ideas? I don't know.
It's funny that Japan does the exact opposite of the West.
Never seen someone do the 3 middle fingers in my life in person.
I think the U.S. way is more logical.
Well, the European way,
Because you don't know. You don't know
It's
if
easier
someone's
to
just
tell
giving
3
you a
from
thumbs
4.
up or trying to hitchhike.
Well, okay,
But
so...
those no, it's not, the thumb isn't up. The thumb is to the side. Like,
Well,
definitely
Yeah,
the
but are they
European way is the better
hitchhiking?
way to signal 3.
I don't know about that guy.
With the two fingers up, and that's clearly a different. That's not the hitchhiking signal. If they've got 2 fingers in the air, and it's easier to tell
but
from
I'm
4 that way.
saying one is kind of sucks.
Okay, I don't know. Do people count 1 with their thumb then?
in the screenshot in the Discord, that's what it shows.
Okay, that's weird. That I'm less sure of, but I think it makes much more sense to stick out your thumb after 2, and then put your thumb back for 4, because that makes a much clearer difference between 2, 3, and 4. It's easier to read that way.
Okay. I'm now
One
convinced that you're a
one seems
sociopath.
sensible to do with the pointer finger, but definitely easier to see the difference. Yeah.
Although I'm saying, in England,
Okay.
if you're signing one, it's the index finger. Then you involve the thumb for more than one.
The picture I just put in the Discord chat, that's
Wait,
what
for 2 you put out the thumb? Oh, the 2. Okay, yes, I'm now realizing there's a problem with 2 in England. Yes, okay.
Yeah. We have 2 as the thumb and forefinger
That's
for sure. Though we can show the 2 forwards. Sometimes we do that. It depends. It varies.
I mean, there's an ambiguity, however, with
Pointing 2
that way,
fingers
yes.
forwards with the palm forwards is fine. Flipping it the other way around is an insult.
Okay, yes. Still, just for clarity, why
the picture I posted is clearly the correct way to signal numbers.
You just cut it from the different ones.
So what's been happening in the episode the last 5 minutes? There are Tribbles.
Cleon's been attacked and caused the Enterprise to be slower.
Towing the Tribble ship. Okay.
You could do peace sign type 2 fingers he.
Yes, do it.
You know, it's funny we say it's the peace sign, but back during World War I, World War II is the victory sign. So, and then during Vietnam, or Nixon used it as his campaign thing. He would like wave 2 peace signs around, but it was really V for victory. So it's just like, do you signal with?
No, it was a 2 for World War II. Clearly.
This version, at least, the entire door was off in that shot.
And also another thing is, in China, if you make a circle with your hand, like all your fingers and your thumb make a loop, that's considered the number 10. So it really varies by culture and country.
Flip the 2 fingers the other way, and you get to tell your mates up yours.
I
love this recurring bit in
6 through 9, or just
where you get
do they have to jump from 5 to 10?
Turret has a bitter and bitter and bitter triple on his. Turret has a bitter and bitter and bitter triple on his chair throughout the episode. There we are.
Have we tried phasering the Tribbles or beaming them into space?
Well, just wait.
Get all the crew into one room and invent the ship.
What?
You tell your mates. Double dumbass on you.
Why do we even want him? Just give them Cyrano.
Because they try to follow the Federation principles.
It's not worth it, man. Just give them the dude. Is Cyrano the key to their new super weapon? Is it Tribble powered? No, Jim. Oh, God. Jim, just phaser it.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember. Watch. Well, the stars are moving with the Klingon ship.
Only a little. Oh, God. So that's... The new Tribbles don't breed? Is that right?
He was in front of the view screen for a second.
Did you see they didn't properly mask him out in the other view screen angle?
Yeah, it was in front of the view screen.
Like he was sitting on the Enterprise bridge.
It's really hard to take this Klingon seriously with his voice.
It is.
Yep.
Koloth, according to Trials and Tribulations, told Dax he never got to face Kirk in battle. But we all know he liked to think this day never happened.
Yeah, no, this isn't this isn't canon to Koloth. This never happened. It's a complete fabrication. They made it up. So are we not going to address how the Klingons have this new super weapon? We're not concerned
He's
about
talking
this?
about it now.
Oh, they're going to address it by dismissing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure this is going to work?
Oh,
Is this the first? Is this the?
I thought it meant tribbles, but no, singular tribble.
Is this the first time we saw the Klingon symbol?
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
so. Because we do see it in motion picture, but that's later.
Oh, it's the Jeffries tube.
You get it? It's the same shot from the original episode.
Yeah.
They should have had
Okay.
one phone on this head.
Did they really? Oh man,
They just sitcomed us.
Yep.
they did.
I mean, in fairness, the original episode ended in a very sitcom kind of way too, with everybody laughing there.
It did, didn't it?
Phlox has a cure for that.
All right. The next and final episode for today is The Survivor, which we're starting here, which is the same shot again, except this time they zoomed it in. The Survivor, of course, is about sort of a Q-like entity that killed all the Husnak. And not just the men,
That's cool.
but the women.
That's cool.
And the children, too. Yeah, it was...
There's a lot of sitcom
'cause his
moments
wife
in the
died.
animated series, actually.
It was the whole thing. Good episode. Good episode. And very memeable with Troy in the music. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Do you like the animated series better than the original series so far?
The Romulan neutral zone.
It's weird.
I think they did a great job of following up because, you know, it's easy watching it with all the other future movies in common. But if you just had this canon, like imagine they never made TNG or the movies, and we only had this. We got a nice little canon.
So he's the villain, right? He's evil. He's a shapeshifter.
Congratulations, you have figured out the episode right at the start.
About the villain thing or the shapeshifter thing? Because I'm definitely getting shapeshifter vibes.
Or villain. I mean, it turns out he used his personal wealth to save everyone, which sounds like we're going to learn something new about not him anytime now.
Jim, you don't ask actors for their ID.
Oh, good.
So, hey, are we on track for that 2026 World War III, or?
Yeah, man.
We're waiting for Irish.
Starfield on this Enterprise shot.
We're waiting for Irish unification first.
I thought in that shot they were like rotating the camera around, or like the Enterprise was in a turn and we had locked the camera on the back.
There were some stars on the around the Enterprise which were moving with it as well.
Yep, these tapes aren't forged at all. They're totally legitimate. You can trust him. He's Winston.
Actually, they might be real.
Yes. Oh, hey, Majel. No, I want to count unique Majel characters. I don't want to just count Nurse Chapel over and over again.
Yeah.
So is she gonna die? I feel like he's gonna murder her.
Does seem likely.
Oh, it's Nichelle. I'm part of a new group called Cerberus.
Did she just turn the camera?
Don't worry about that. As we said, there's a lot of sitcom moments. They're gonna gym occasionally. It happens.
Yeah.
I don't remember him turning the camera and crying though.
What is the zoom? Oh my god, he's a shapeshifter? What a twist. Who could have ever seen this coming? Oh no. I swear I haven't watched this episode before.
No, I mean, yeah.
It
It
is
was just
excessively
very
obvious.
obvious.
I guess there were other possibilities for what manner of fakery he was pulling off, but yeah, Shapeshifter was certainly prime candidate.
I do find it interesting that the Romulan neutral zone is several times in Star Trek, across all of the series, is described as having spots where it approaches into Federation space, it approaches into Romulan space, so you can go across it whilst going from one point in Federation space to another point in Federation space.
I guess 'cause it's all like wibbly wobbly, so there are like peninsulas in it.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind though. He's not evil. He's a shapeshifter, but he's gonna be one of those, I have to save my species.
Yeah.
We're dying and we
Wow.
need the Enterprise's crystals or whatever.
Wow. You'll see.
So sad Upper Decks is cancelled, like WTF. It became the core of Trek.
This was cancelled like 50 years ago.
I think they meant Lower Decks.
Well, you should just walk in and pitch Middle Decks, it's fine.
Hear me
I
out.
like
A
that
show
joke
that
that came around
includes
Twitter.
entirely Lieutenant Junior grades.
Lower
Or
Decks.
Lieutenant's Junior grade.
LOL my stupid brain.
But no, it's very sad. And just after they renewed it for season 5, before season 4 had started,
Federation
which
constantly has to
meant
reps-ray the
someone
line
had
of the neutral
confidence in
zone
it at
because
some
those
point,
damn
but,
Romulan
yeah.
kids keep rubbing it out.
Ridiculous. Oh, how convenient.
Multiple camera angles as well.
Mress? Wait, do we actually get to see her? No? She's just off screen? Alright.
Yeah, she doesn't say very much.
Well, she didn't even show up. He wasn't in camera. I know we see the
That guy
cat
looks like a
eventually.
villain.
That's a shot Netflix has.
Is his hair color different? I think it was just different in that animation cell.
This sounds like Nichelle.
It is.
Which does a good job of a different impression. Still a very soft-spoken Michelle Nichol's voice, though.
Would you still love him if he was a squid?
Well, that question is answered at the end of the episode.
Well, the answer is going to be yes, because he's not actually the villain. He's just trying to save his species, or yeah, they're going to fall in
You're
love.
getting there. Yeah.
How rude,
An
Mr. Spock.
error. No. Good catch.
What, are you out of your Vulcan mind, Spock? Of course I didn't make an error. That's our guy. Did he shapeshift into a bed? Can he do that?
You have predicted every plot twist in this episode.
Ryan has just watched so much Star Trek and edited so much Star Trek and read so many transcripts of Star Trek episodes.
Well, I mean, he was saying he must still be in the room, and then the camera stopped and zoomed in on a bed. I don't feel like it was much of a stretch.
It's true. Yeah.
It's, you know, like I could recreate whole Star Trek episodes, just their cadence and everything. Like, shields up, red alert, firing photon torpedoes.
One thing which happens a lot in the animation series is they already know the alien that they're encountering in the episode. Sort of as short form to get the episode over quicker.
We don't have an extra 20 minutes for backstory. We gotta go.
You know, we never got these good aliens in the original series.
So he chooses the most obvious one? He could have turned into anybody. Why did he turn into Winston again?
Yep.
No, he karate chopped her, you monster.
Do the Tellarites count as good?
Oh wow, that was a very sudden stop in the music.
She knows. She said that. The image.
Jim, this isn't
Yeah.
really the time. Just quit berating your officers and get to finding the intruder. Those aren't Romulan battle cruisers.
Yeah, that was my point. They are Klingon ships.
Yeah. No, they're also shapeshifters. Those are Vandorians.
They did actually. No, they didn't even put bird of prey on the bottom of them. They put birds on the bottom of them.
You can see the grain on the
Maybach from the
film.
Corbomite
panning
maneuver
with
was
the-
good.
Or not on the film, but on the animation cell.
It's also the same
Star Trek
background on
5
the
hee-hee.
view screen.
Is this why they go a whole episode of Lower Decks talking about? I can't remember if it's Klingon warbirds or Romulan birds of prey, but they get it wrong consistently for a whole episode. I always kind of assumed it was just
Well, that's-
something meant to rile
originates in
me
TOS
up
as well.
personally, but
It does originate from TOS, where they use the same ship because they
Yeah.
didn't have the budget to make a new ship, and they changed the plot at the same time. So
Nah, Jim, I don't believe you. He's not a spy. He's legit. Oh, she's here. Oh, and it's
see
Majel.
her.
Majel has now played at least 6 characters. I might have missed a couple. There's a lot. Is it? Was that specified? Oh yeah, we zoomed in on the top half of his face so we didn't have to animate his mouth for a scene.
Yep.
No, I don't think he's trying to escape. I think, yeah, he's still here. He doesn't want to leave. He needs the Enterprise to save Vendor 3 or whatever his planet's called. There have been a long line of Carters. I was once captured by Carter, and he said to me, yeah, this is the Dread Pirate Carter. I don't know if you... I mean, I don't think he's lying, but I don't think this woman should trust him. She should totally shoot him. Oh, God, just...
Captain Carter of Pluto Base.
I can't believe they literally pulled the "would you still love me if I was a worm." Kirk, will you shoot him? Somebody shoot him, please. Oh my god, it's even the same room that they originally... Okay.
Okay,
I don't
cat
know if
lady.
I like Maresa's animation. She looks kind of creepy in motion, actually. I've only seen still images of her. Did we do it? Wow, these Romulan ships suck. Enterprise is way better. Yeah, it wasn't him. It was Carter. Remember that? He became the Shields.
Yep.
I mean, we never actually
But
saw any
does that make
evidence that a
sense?
Klingon D7 could match the Enterprise blow for blow.
It got the shit kicked out of it every time.
Oh no, he was a Romulan spy, kind of.
Yep.
Is he just gonna like hang out with the Federation now? Oh, now he's a different color in this shot. Nice. No. No, absolutely not. That is such a terrible idea. Oh my god, Jim. You're so terrible at your job.
What are you thinking, Jim?
Oh, they're playing the whimsical music, so that means everything's fine now.
Yep.
Whoa.
Savage.
That is a savage end line.
All right. So
That was pretty brutal, Mr. Spock.
we had 6 unique Majel Barretts this week, at least. Next week's episodes, I have no idea what they are. I've never seen this series before, but there's got to be 6 more episodes.
So next week we have.
Thank you, chat.
There's gonna
We
be.
have the large spot.
Okay, that I know. I assume he dies
We
by the end
have-
of the episode just based on lower decks, but I don't know for sure.
Well, you'll see. We have Satan.
Cool, as you do.
Thank you.
We have going
Once
back to the
upon a-
Shore Leave Planet.
Once Upon a Planet, yeah, I assume that's like a fantasy Rumpelstiltskin thing.
It's back to the Shore Leave Planet from TOS.
Mud's
Then
Passion.
we've got Harry Mudd again. And
The
Thanks
Terran
to the
Student.
just the shrinking. That's basically it. That one line that the members are finding themselves shrinking after being bathed in radiation.
See you next
That is
time.
the plot of that episode. There's nothing more to it.
Okay. And then the
Time
Time
Trap.
Trap.
Is we've got some Klingons and there's a coalition of people trapped in this space of time.
Okay. The main one seems to be Big Spock.
Yeah. Which is starting
Big
with
Spock
next
should
week.
be cool. Oh, we're done. This stream's over. Everyone go away.